Hey, whoever said horror movies can't be enjoyed and watched by families? I'm talking about family-friendly horror films. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite family horror films. Yes, I've done a bunch of different genre videos about different types of horror films, like romantic horror films, comedic ones, action ones. Now I'm going to talk about family-friendly horror films. Yes, I know people don't classify these movies as horror films or scary films, but these are movies that families can watch. Because families, let's face it, families can't watch Evil Dead, you can't show kids those, you can't watch The Exorcist, or Alien, or The Thing altogether, but as a family, you can watch these movies I'm about to name. These are family-friendly horror films. Some of them are pretty creepy and edgy and stuff, but they're mostly for the family, for kids, and for everyone to enjoy during the Halloween season. Yes, they have to have some sort of horror element to it. So yeah, this is my top 10 personal favorite family-friendly horror films. So yeah, let's get to it. And for our top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are The Hole. Sorry, that was immature. Gremlins 2, The Witches, Casper, and Hocus Pocus. I hate Hocus Pocus, but I wanted to say that for the fans because I know there's a big fandom for Hocus Pocus, so I'll just say it as an honorable mention despite my feelings about that. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions, all good movies, just gave me the top 10 list. But what did make my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is 2015's Goosebumps. I like this movie. I reviewed it a couple years ago, and it's an enjoyable movie, actually. I really liked it. I like the show, the Canadian show. I'm Canadian, so obviously I grew up with it, because I'm Canadian. Don't want to brag or anything, but I'm Canadian, eh? Goosebumps, the movie, I was not excited for. When the trailers came out, I really wasn't excited for it. It didn't look good or very interesting, but it surprised me. It was enjoyable. It was kind of spooky. It's not a movie that will scare children, but kids will love this movie. And people who have nostalgia like me for Goosebumps will definitely enjoy it and get a kick out of it. Jack Black is in the movie as R.L. Stine. He's great in the film. Everyone's really good. There's good comedy, good side characters, and it's an all-around enjoyable film, and it's a great film to watch during the Halloween season with the whole family. Coming number 9 is The Addams Family. Yes. I love The Addams Family. I even watched episodes of the old soap opera Addams Family. I watched the new Addams Family that came out in like the early 2000s. Yeah, you remember that show? I love The Addams Family. I grew up with The Addams Family as a kid. I loved watching it. And again, they're very dark movies. It's about this family, like, they are weird people, and yeah, their kids torture each other and all that stuff. They are bizarre, and this is dark comedy at its best. This is a funny movie. Yeah, I could say the sequel too. The sequel is good, but it's not as good as the first film. The first film is awesome. I love these characters. I love Gomez, Morticia, God, Mia, that's French. Wednesday, Pugsley, Uncle Fester, Lurch, Grandmama. I love these characters. They're enjoyable, amazing characters. Thing. That's not Thing. Yeah, that's Thing. Cousin It. I was thinking Cousin It. Cousin It. Cousin It. I love these characters. I love the actors. You got Christopher Lloyd in this movie. Felicity, oh my god, I'm fucking her name. Angelica Houston, Felicity. I was thinking of Felicity Hoffman. No, Angelica Houston as Morticia, Christina Ricci, all the performances are great. It's got great dark comedy, even though actually it takes place during the Christmas season, but it is a very Halloween-themed movie, and it's a great movie to watch with the whole family. I watched it with my family all the time, even when it wasn't Halloween, because I just love the Addams Family. Coming number 8 is The Watcher in the Woods. The Watcher in the Woods has Bette Davis, surprisingly, and this is a great little, kind of like a good, like, kind of campfire story. This is definitely a great story to tell, like, around the campfire. It's like a good little ghost story. I really enjoy this film. This is a Disney film, too. It's a live-action Disney movie, and for a live-action Disney movie, it has some pretty creepy imagery in this film, and it's a really good story. The lead actress is a little annoying, but other than that, this is really good. Bette Davis is really good. I love the story about it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really good. I love how this film opens with a point of view shot and slash a tracking shot and stuff. It's really cool. It has the low budget feel, but the low budget feel makes it even more creepy, kind of like an Evil Dead sort of feel. And it was really good. It's got great characters, it's got a good spooky story, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun to watch. Coming number 7 is Something Wicked This Way Comes. Yes, this is another film I love. I love this movie. I loved it when I was younger. I didn't watch it when I was too young, but when I was like about 11 or 12, I watched this film for the first time, and yeah, I really loved the movie. I think it's great. Mostly thanks to Jonathan Pryce. Jonathan Pryce in this film as the villain is amazing. He is just milking every role up, and he is fantastic as this guy who owns like this circus that comes into their town, and people start disappearing and stuff. Their souls get lost for eternity, and it's amazing. This is just a great movie. It also has some very creepy imagery for a live-action Disney film. And yeah, it's just a classic. Got great atmosphere, good costumes, good production, really good story. It's very well directed. It's just a lot of fun. The kids will enjoy it. The family will enjoy it. Everyone will enjoy it. Coming number 6 is Frankenweenie. Yes, Tim Burton's Frankenweenie. I got the movie right there. This is the Frankenstein story about a kid's story. It's about a kid who basically brings back his dog. Instead of creating a monster, he brings his dog back because his dog ends up dying. And it's a great movie. Again, it's a great gothic, spooky story, and it's a lot of fun. Again, it's a great stop-motion animated kids film, and it's got Tim Burton, it's got the Tim Burton feel, it's got the Tim Burton-esque characters, it's even got Tim Burton actors, you got Christopher Lee, Mark Lando, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, all in the film, and it's just great. This movie just screams like classic spooky monster films, and again, it's a great film to watch during the Halloween season, again, with the whole family. Coming number 5 is Coraline. Yes, Coraline. Yes, directed by Henry Selick, the guy who gave us The Nightmare Before Christmas and James and the Giant Peach. And yeah, he gives us Coraline. Coraline is a great spooky story. This movie, I showed my niece this film when she was like 5 years old, and it scared the ever-loving shit out of her. And yeah, I regretted showing her the film because yeah, this is a very creepy film. But I still think, like, again, this movie came out when I was way older, but I think if I was a kid when this movie came out, it probably would have scared me. But again, I was like 16 when this movie came out. I saw this movie in theaters with my sister, and we both loved it. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great movie to watch during the Halloween season. Again, with the whole family and stuff, it's got that edge to it. There's even some really disturbing stuff in the film, and the Bell Dome, the villain, the Bell Dome, is one of the scariest animated villains ever put to film. She is terrifying. I love Dakota Fanning as Coraline. She's a great character. I love that about this like different worlds and stuff. She opens this door and there's a different world and stuff. And there's like this new amazing mother with the button eyes and everything. And she tries to trick her to stay in this other world. And it's just a very creative and very cool idea for a film. And yeah, the story, premise, the animation, everything about this movie is amazing and just a great film to watch. Coming number 4 is The Monster Squad. Yes, again, we're talking about some nerds, about a bunch of kids called The Monster Squad. Yes, I've talked about this movie just recently, and I'm going to be talking about it again in another top 10 list just real soon, and I love this movie. Again, it's a bunch of kids who are obsessed with classic movie monsters. These classic movie monsters like Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the werewolf, Mummy, the Invisible Man all come to our world, and these kids gotta fight against the monsters to save their town. That just sounds badass, and it's written by Shane Black. That just adds to the badassness that is the Monster Squad. It's comedic, it's action-packed, it's got cool, awesome, badass characters. It's a good coming-of-age story, a good kid story. It's great for the whole family. I've loved it ever since I've been a kid, and I still love it now. It's awesome. Nards, man. Nards. Coming number 3 is The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Yes, this is a great Disney film, and again, a film that I actually watched a lot during the Halloween season, and mostly not for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Yes, the first story of Mr. Toad, that is not a horror story, that's not a scary story. It's like an innocent kid story, and it's fine. I watched this movie for the Sleepy Hollow story. Yes, the Sleepy Hollow story is dark and twisted and a great film. It's like about 30 minutes long, and it's awesome. It's not quite as graphic as the Tim Burton movie, but it is great. It even has a darker ending, because, spoilers, Ichabod does not live through it, and it's great. You can see the Headless Horseman, him chasing after Ichabod and everything. It's just great. It's a great story, creepy narration, creepy imagery, an amazing score, just all around awesome film. And Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad is a film I've been watching since I've been a kid. Every Halloween season I put it on and just have a blast with it. It's just a great film. Coming number 2 is Gremlins. Gremlins is just a movie. It's kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas. You gotta watch it during the Halloween season, but you also gotta watch it during the Christmas season because it is a Christmas movie. But it is a monster film, so you gotta watch it during the Halloween season because it's a monster movie. It's a horror movie, but it's also a Christmas movie, so you gotta watch it both times. Like Nightmare Before Christmas, you gotta watch it Halloween and Christmas. Same with Gremlins. And Gremlins is awesome. It's directed by Joe Dante. He's directed some of my favorite kids films, like Matinee, The Hole, Gremlins, Gremlins 2. I love Joe Dante films, and this is just a great film. I love the Mob Boy. I love freaking Gizmo. He is the most adorable thing you'll ever see. He's probably the cutest monster ever to put to cinema. He is adorable. I love the characters. I love Billy. I love Phoebe Cates. I love his inventor father. I love the references to old, like, classic sci-fi films and Spielberg films. I love the cameos. Like, try to point out every celebrity cameo you can find in this film. There's like a dozen of them. It's great. The Gremlins are great creatures. It's a great face-off monster film. It's a very dark comedy. There are some really twisted scenes, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And that scene with Phoebe Cates when she tells the story about the Santa Claus, that always creeps me out. It's just very unsettling, and it comes out of nowhere. But Gremlins, awesome film, great Christmas film, great Halloween film, great for the whole family to watch during both seasons. And my number 1 favorite family-friendly horror film is ParaNorman. Yes, ParaNorman, directed by Chris Butler, a great stop-motion animated film. This is probably hands down my favorite stop-motion animated film of all time. I love ParaNorman. I watch this twice a year during the Halloween season. This is just a great film. I've already watched it once. I'm going to be watching it probably the day before Halloween because I love ParaNorman. I love the story of this kid who can see ghosts in the town, thinks he's all crazy and stuff. And then every year, this witch comes to life because she was killed by all these people because she experimented with black magic, and they killed her and burnt her alive. So every year she haunts this town, and you gotta read this bedtime story to put the witch to sleep for good. But then the bedtime story doesn't work, so she raises the undead and tries to kill this whole town, and they have to put a stop to all of this. And it's a great story. These characters, I love these characters. I love Norman. I love Neil. Neil's great. Casey Affleck. I love Courtney. I love Alvin. I love all these characters. This is just awesome. I love these characters. The voice acting's fantastic. You got Cody Smith-McPhee. You got Anna Kendrick, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Casey Affleck, John Goodman, Bernard Hill. A lot of great people. Leslie Mann, all of them are fantastic. The animation's great. It's just this really creepy environment. It's got great atmosphere. The third act has got some very creepy imagery, some creepy sounds too, and just, it really got a lot of great references to old school zombie films. And again, a lot of creepy imagery in this film. Really, there's some creepy shit in this film that, again, I was too old when this movie came out. I saw this movie in theaters too when it came out in 2012, but again, that was only like 5 years ago. I was like 20-something when I saw this movie, but if I saw this movie when I was a kid, if I was a kid, I'd probably see, it scared me shitless, this film, because it is a very creepy film, and yeah, I absolutely love it. ParaNorman's like my favorite stop-motion animated film of all time. It is hands down the best family-friendly horror film you can ever watch. So yeah, that's my top 10 personal favorite family horror films. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what are your top 10 favorite family-friendly horror films in your opinion? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.